watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV. We're now on Roku devices on this Monday, July 6, 2026. Good evening, I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. A reported threatening incident at the historic Mizpah Hotel in Tonopah escalated into a lengthy barricade situation. That was Friday afternoon, ending with the woman in custody after authorities say she armed herself with a knife, barricaded her hotel room, and injured a firefighter during the confrontation. News 25's Samantha Roberts has the story.
A woman is facing multiple felony charges after what authorities describe as a tense standoff inside a Tonopah hotel room on July 3rd. According to a Nye County Sheriff's Office declaration of probable cause, deputies responded to reports that a woman was threatening people while armed with a knife inside the Mizpah Hotel. Investigators say hotel staff attempted to contact the woman, but she refused to open the door and allegedly continued making threats from inside the room. The declaration states she barricaded herself inside, damaged the hotel room, and repeatedly slashed a knife through the partially open doorway as deputies and hotel staff attempted to make contact. Fire personnel were called in to assist with gaining entry after both the main door and an adjoining room were barricaded. Authorities say pepper spray was ultimately deployed, allowing officers to safely take the woman into custody. During the incident, a firefighter reportedly suffered a cut to the hand after being struck by the knife. The suspect, identified as Morena Henley, was arrested and transported to the Pahrump Detention Center. She is facing charges including assault with a deadly weapon, battery with a deadly weapon, resisting a public officer while armed with a weapon, and destruction of property.
More news now. A man has admitted to stabbing another man on a flight from Seattle to Las Vegas with a homemade weapon consisting of pens. A recent news release from the United States District Attorney's Office says the victim suffered injuries to the eye, area, and body. More in this report.
A man was stabbed in flight from Seattle to Las Vegas and received injuries to his eye area and body. A news release was issued just last week from the United States District Attorney's Nevada office. According to court documents, Julio Alvarez Lopez, who was granted legal permanent resident status in 2018 from Mexico, hit, punched, and stabbed another passenger on a flight with a homemade weapon that consisted of 3 pens bound together. Lopez pled guilty to 1 count of assault with a dangerous weapon and will be sentenced on September 22, 2026. The victim did suffer injuries to the body and eye area, which did require stitches. After Lopez stopped stabbing the victim, he made his way toward the front of the aircraft and was restrained for the remainder of the flight. The flight eventually landed at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas. Lopez was taken into custody by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. The stabber admitted that he did arm himself with the homemade weapon and sought out the victim because the victim had been looking at him in a harassing way. Lopez then attempted to murder the victim by shoving the weapon into the victim's brain. The FBI, Federal Air Marshal Service, and Las Vegas Metropolitan Police all investigated the case.
Well, it was a festive weekend throughout Pahrump as the community showed their patriotism in red, white, and blue colors. Fun events included a parade, live music, and cookouts. That was capped off with a wonderful fireworks display at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park. And Christy Willis reports.
As America celebrated its 250th anniversary of independence, members of the Pahrump community came together on Saturday, July 4th, for a day filled with patriotism, family fun, and community spirit. The celebration began at 9 a.m. with the annual 4th of July parade, which stepped off from the Calvada Eye. Spectators lined the streets as dozens of entries made their way around the Calvada Eye, including the Civil Air Patrol, Nye County Sheriff's Office, Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue, local businesses, and community organizations. Following the parade, the festivities continued at the Calvada Eye, where families enjoyed live music, free food, games, and activities throughout the afternoon. Local organizations and vendors were on hand, while children took part in games before ending the afternoon with a friendly balloon battle against members of the Nye County Sheriff's Office. As the sun set, thousands gathered at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park and surrounding areas for the community's annual fireworks celebration. Families enjoyed food, music, and time together before the fireworks show officially began at 9 p.m. A spectacular display lit up the night sky, bringing the day's festivities to a memorable close. Pahrump's 4th of July celebration once again showcased the community's patriotism while marking America's historic 250th Independence Day.
All right, sports time. 2-star players for the Athletics are headed to the 2026 MLB All-Star Game. Mikey Ruhan has that and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. 2-star players for the Athletics will be making the trip to Philadelphia next week for the 2026 MLB All-Star Game. First baseman Nick Kurtz and catcher Shea Langeliers were named American League starters for the Midsummer Classic. It's the first All-Star selection for both players. So congratulations to their moms, who can finally stop telling everyone he's still figuring things out. Langeliers earned the starting job by winning the fan vote, while Kurtz moved into the lineup after Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. announced he wouldn't participate. The Vegas Golden Knights will host their annual battle-worn authentic equipment sale later this month. Fans can head to Rink A at City National Arena on July 22nd to shop for player-used sticks, skates, gloves, jerseys, helmets, jackets, hats, and more. Basically, if you've ever wanted to smell like NHL overtime, this is your chance. Over to the WNBA, Kelsey Mitchell scored 27 points and Aliyah Boston added 18 as Indiana beat the Aces 84-68, earning the Fever's first win ever in Las Vegas. The Aces were once again without 4-time MVP Aja Wilson, who has now missed 3 straight games with an ankle injury. Indiana was also missing Caitlin Clark, who sat out her 3rd consecutive game while recovering from a back injury. So it was kind of like buying concert tickets and finding out both headliners called in sick. The good news, both Wilson and Clark are still expected to start in the WNBA All-Star Game on July 25th in Chicago. The Aces will try to get back on track Thursday when they visit Portland. The Las Vegas Aviators return home Tuesday night to open a 6-game series against the Tacoma Rainiers. First pitch at Las Vegas Ballpark is set for 7:05. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. Hope you had a good weekend. Coming up, I'll tell you about the weekend. The NCSO and the fire department were very busy, and we're going to showcase all of the good work they did coming up on News 25.
I'm Chris Marshall, owner and operator of Gutty's Air Conditioning and Plumbing, a proud Marine Corps combat veteran with roots running deep here in the Pahrump Valley. Family and community mean everything to me. My grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins all live here called Pahrump home. At Gutty's, we bring the discipline, integrity, dedication I learned in the Marine Corps to every job. Support local, choose Gutty's for reliable air conditioning and plumbing services that honor our town. Call us at 775-727-6800 or visit callgunnys.com. Gutty's, built on values, built for Pahrump.
Desert pests. Get rid of them. Get Arid. Arid Pest Control has had experience with Pahrump Desert Pests since 1995. Licensed and insured, Arid has low rates, no contracts, and no initial fees. Bees, spiders, scorpions, outside or inside. We've seen it and we'll take care of it. Arid Pest Control. For extreme reliability and extreme peace of mind, call today, 727-8343.
Makes sense to me. What better way to celebrate America 250 than seeing the USA in a Chevrolet? Greg here with the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza. Excited to announce our Freedom event. That's freedom from high prices, freedom from high interest rates, and freedom from monthly payments all summer long. during this event. Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 60 months on every new Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra 1500 in stock. Plus receive no payments from 90 to 130 days. We've stocked up with the best selection of our award-winning trucks and SUVs for this rare limited time event. Deals like these haven't been around in years, so don't wait. Start enjoying freedom today.
Do you want your life savings and assets safe from the creditors and government after your death? Do you want to save time and confusion to your loved ones for the process of estate planning? Is it important to you to create a plan to provide security for you and your family? Will protect your assets from the creditors. Don't wait. Call David M. Grant, attorney at law, for all your estate planning needs. Call today, 702-938-2244 for a free 30-minute consultation.
I've always wanted a big family, but one moment can change your whole entire life.
I went to the doctor and was told I had stage 3 cancer and I would most likely never carry another baby. Right before I was about to start chemotherapy, I was told about a new clinical trial funded by Stand Up to Cancer that used immunotherapy. And after my 9th treatment,
My tumor had completely disappeared.
because of this trial, I was able to welcome a beautiful baby girl and watch my family grow. Help push cancer research further at standuptocancer.org/cures.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo, and thank you for listening to the radio simulcast on Ace Country 103.1. After a 4th of July filled with spectacular fireworks displays and community celebrations, the holiday also kept first responders extremely busy. KPVM TV News 25 had the opportunity to speak with Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue Chief Scott Lewis about the department's response and the dedication shown by firefighters and emergency personnel throughout the holiday weekend.
While many families were enjoying fireworks and celebrating Independence Day, crews from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue worked around the clock, responding to calls and standing ready to protect the community. Thanks to all the hard work and professionalism of the firefighters, the paramedics, dispatch, and their public safety partners, the holiday weekend was met with a rapid response whenever help was needed.
For Pahrump Fire Rescue's perspective, the 4th of July was a very exciting weekend. We started with a number of brush fires and unauthorized control burns starting on Friday. It then went into Saturday. We actually had a quiet period during the mid-afternoon, and then at around 1800 hours at 6 p.m., all the brush fires started reigniting, car accidents, so we became extremely busy. And we're also preparing for the actual commercial show, which required our resources to be deployed in preparation of the event, which was held at Ian Deutsch Park. As soon as we started setting up, all the calls started dropping throughout the valley. We had approximately 35 brush fires that occurred between 1800 hours and through the early morning hours on the 5th. So crews were extremely busy. They worked very smart, and they held all the assignments to minimal as far as the fire sizes, and there was no structure exposure. So overall, I think they did a great job, and the community had a good time at the commercial show. And there wasn't a lot as far as medical going on. There were several motor vehicle accidents that resulted in minor injuries. And with me today is several of the guys who were involved in responding to those incidents that evening, and I'll let them tell you their side of the story.
So, like my chief was saying, Chief Scott Lewis, the fire started coming in around 6 p.m., and it started getting pretty busy, picking up probably a fire as soon as we cleared every single call, back to back, probably 8 in a row just for myself, not including the rest of the crews that were out on this night. It was really fun. I had a good time, and I would rather be here on the 4th of July than at home, so I had a good time.
And I'd say, as Chief said, it was a very busy night. I'm normally staged up at emergency management, just waiting if they need extra personnel. I'm up there because the last 2 years I hadn't been paged out, and this year, even before I got up to emergency management, Chief called me and said, "Hey, I need you in brush 6," and I was supposed to be staged up at Pahrump Valley and Calvada in case there were any brush fires at the display site. Very busy night.
Well, on to the sheriff's office now. The town of Pahrump celebrated 4th of July. The sheriff's department was also hard at work keeping the community safe.
News 25 had the opportunity to speak with Nye County Sheriff Joe McGill about the tremendous work his team carried out over the 4th of July weekend and their continued commitment to keeping the community safe.
So all in all, our deputies responded to 361 calls for service in 48 hours. The deputies responded to 24 fires and 69 calls of fireworks. When it comes to the fires, we do respond with the fire department most of the time on most fires, because we will go there, we will attempt to evacuate if a fire is spreading toward a house. We will block off traffic, crowd control, things like that. So to say that it was a fire, so why do we count it? Well, that's why, because we do respond and we assist fire. We've actually had deputies pick up a hose and spray water on a fire a few times. So that's the reason why we go. In comparison to 2 weeks prior, and the reason why I said 2 weeks prior was because I wanted to pick a typical routine Saturday night. I didn't want to compare to last year. I wanted to compare to a typical routine Saturday night when we had the same number of staffing out on the street as we did 2 weeks prior. 2 weeks prior, we had 300 calls, 61 calls for service less. We had 2 fires, 22 fires less than this Saturday. And fireworks calls, 0, which means 69 additional fireworks calls as a result of it being 4th of July. I can tell you that our dispatch center, the phones were ringing off the wall. It was call after call after call after call, and oftentimes they were unable to complete radio traffic for deputies because they were taking 911 calls for whatever the calls were. Those dispatchers worked their tails off that night, and I want to show appreciation to them, as well as our detention staff. Auxiliary members were out on the street blocking traffic throughout the night. For those deputies in the northern area, again, thank you. The dispatchers answering the calls for the northern area, thank you. And thanks to everybody who participated.
Thank you, Sheriff Joe McGill and Fire Chief Scott Lewis. Coming up, we have got a tip. If you're going to a water park this summer, you're watching News 25.
In a wreck and thinking about dealing with the insurance company yourself? Stop! People represented by an attorney get more than 3 times the money than those who don't have an attorney.
Murder and rope is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
Mom's Diner, the heart of Pahrump, is open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Something fun is always happening here, from the arrival of classic antique cars to watching the diner enjoy a Momstrosity burger. The food is so good, you'll think they stole your mama. Mom's Diner is open daily from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., 1242 East State Street, number 100. Dine in or take out. Call 775-751-9929.
When it comes to your safety and security, Pahrump Lock and Safe comes to mind. Pahrump Lock and Safe has been providing security and peace of mind throughout southern Nevada. Of course, you know about their 24/7 emergency service, but there's more. Pahrump Lock and Safe offers safe opening and repair, high security safe service, electronic locks, high security locks, access control systems, and much more services. Call 702-379-8441. Pahrump Lock and Safe, your key to security.
This world is a beautiful place. Protecting it requires balancing our needs with the planet's health. At the heart of this balance are North America's wetlands. These bustling ecosystems are teeming with hundreds of species of plants and animals. This variety of life, known as biodiversity, is an indicator of our ecosystem's health. More diverse ecosystems mean richer soil, cleaner water, and abundant pollination, all vital to our basic needs and the creature comforts we've come to rely on. At Ducks Unlimited, conservation unfolds through collaboration across the continent, striving for solutions that benefit both wildlife habitats and our communities. Join us in shaping a sustainable future for our ecosystems, communities, and economies. Visit ducks.org/wetland-benefits. A public service from Ducks Unlimited.
$10 million in a pedestrian accident, $5 million in a car accident. These are just a few of our recent results.
Hurt in a wreck and need a check? We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25, and thank you so much for listening to the radio simulcast on Ace Country 103.1. I'm Chris Palermo. Taking the kids to a water park this summer? Well, a Cleveland Clinic pediatrician says there are several things parents should keep in mind.
Water parks are interesting because you kind of have to think about risks in the water, and you have to think about the risks outside the water.
Outside the water, Dr. Jenna Wisina with Cleveland Clinic's Children says parents should consider having kids wear water shoes. This helps prevent falls and adds a layer of protection from any unclean surfaces. Before getting in the water, remind kids not to swallow it and to try to keep it out of their eyes. Dr. Wisina also recommends showering before and after swimming to help limit exposure to germs. It's important to remember to take breaks as well.
Kids get tired and they will just keep playing and playing and playing. They also will get dehydrated. And so it's important to pull them out, just have everybody pause for a moment, get some water, relax, reapply the sunscreen, want to make sure there's no sunburns going on, and then go back in for more play in the water park.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
That's a Lerner and Rowe weather cam, of course, on a Monday, looking out of the KPVM TV studios in Mount Charleston. It is seasonable. The dew point is nearly 50 degrees, but we have coming up what some may call a super heat wave. Starting Wednesday, forecast is up in a bit.
Looking to stock up for the weekend? Make it quick and easy at Liquor and Tobacco Express. From crowd favorites like Crown Royal to premium pours like Weller, they've got the selection you're looking for. Need something special? They deliver and handle specialty orders too. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Find them at 1190 East Highway 372, Suite 5. Liquor and Tobacco Express. Fast, friendly, and fully stocked.
Hi, I'm attorney Jonathan Nelson of J.K. Nelson Law. If you're going through a divorce, dealing with custody or child support issues, or any other family matters, give us a call today at 775-727-9900. We have a team dedicated to protecting your interests and defending your rights. Let us show you why we've been recognized by Best of Las Vegas and have received Best Attorney in Pahrump for the past 4 years. We're conveniently located to meet and provide you with a free consultation on your legal matter. So give us a call today. Again, 727-9900.
Have you thought of hanging your TV on the wall? Mr. Antenna has 10 years of experience hanging TVs from small to large TVs. Clean up the spaghetti wiring, create more space, and make your TV safer for the little ones. There are 2 mounting options, flat and articulating arm wall mounts. The favorite is the articulating arm for various viewing areas. Hiding your wires is also popular. Call today for your free quote or visit us at MrAntenna.com.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering purpose and belonging well earned. Fighting and winning for our nation and its people. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment is visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Welcome back to News 25. It's Chris Palermo. We're giving you the weather forecast from the anchor desk. It was 93 in Fernley today. Fallon hit 95. Carson City, the state's capital, 89. Tonopah, 88. Goldfield is mining, 90 degrees. It ain't 80 in Beatty. It's 100. 105 Amargosa, Las Vegas. 107. Maybe people are still recovering from 4th of July. Death Valley, Gunna Death Valley, 115. Your current temperature. Well, we are at 101, and the high was 103 in the region. In Pahrump, wind south direction, 12 miles an hour. Humidity is at 16%, and I was telling you that dew point is just nearly 50 degrees. A lot of moisture in the air. Sun rose this morning, 5:30, and there are no advisories. Tonight, we're going down to 74. It's pretty comfortable. Southeasterly wind direction, 11 miles an hour. 20% humidity creeping up a little bit. Those sunsets, so they're getting a little later now. 8:04, and it's pretty comfortable tonight, I'll say. Tomorrow, 105 degrees, brilliant sunshine. 106 Wednesday, Thursday. You'll be thirsty if you're not hydrating. 107. Friday, 107. Saturday, 106. Sunday, 99, 97. Now our lows, we're going to say near 75 degrees. I said it could be a super heat wave if you're in Las Vegas. And some of those rooftop pools. Now, I like to go to the rooftop at the plaza, and you're a little closer to the sun, and it gets a little hotter. Somehow, some of the water is still cold, but it's refreshing. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. News 25, Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.